Boy oh boy, is it a great time to be a Bleach fan. With Court 2 coming to an end, I wanted to make a comprehensive video about some of the key players of the war, and I only thought it right we start with the lady who gave us so much in the last 3 episodes. So today, we're going to talk about how strong is the great Weave Guard, Senjumaru Shutara. Senjumaru is a member of Zero Squad and the one who is pretty much responsible for all the drip that we see in Bleach. Squad Zero said to be more powerful than the Gote 13 as a whole, so this would at the very least make one Squad Zero member as powerful as about 4 captains, but we're going to get into that later. Right now, powers and abilities. So as the Great Weave Guard, her power allows her to freely manipulate fabric. She can make fabrics for offensive and defensive purposes, and the hands used to make the fabric can also be used for direct attacks. She can create fabric woven so well that it can actually fool the entire Schutzstaffel and Yuha Baha. Don't let that go over you. Do not miss that. He was fooled too, into thinking that they were at the Soul King's palace when in actuality they were somewhere completely different. It seems to be something akin to a fake backdrop, except hers actually gives you the feeling of depth and dimensionality. For example, when Lille shoots down the floating cities, it takes a few seconds for him and everyone there to realize that it's nothing but fabric, and everything around them is also disguised. She pretty much has the ability to one-shot you if she's able to leave one of her needles in your body, because that will cause multiple larger needles to expand from your body, killing you in the process. She can also weave a cotton substance to heal other people and herself instantly. We see her use this on Oetsu, who has just been pierced with 2 shots from Lille's X-axis. Along with that, we've seen her use weave dummies, which are just copies of her made out of fabric. It's basically like the substitution. So yeah, let's move on to her feats, man. Senjumaru is able to outright blitz Quincy Yuha considers to be powerful or worthy, like Nian Zol, who can pretty much deflect any attack his instincts pick up on, and that's a crazy ability in itself. So let's take a look at that. This means even if he thinks something's wrong, if he so much as detects danger, it will be deflected. But somehow, while he was fighting, she was able to put a whole coat on him and stitch it up without him or his instincts noticing. And you guys are going to try and sit there and tell me that's not crazy? Come on! She beat a pre-Oshvalen Uryu and then proceeds to squad wipe the Schutzstaffel, who at this point have all gotten a buff from the Oshvalen. And this was all at the same time, by the way. She killed all, we don't know if they died, but she beat them all at the same time. Let's talk about Senjumaru Shutara's Bankai. I'm not even going to try and say it, but let's talk about her Bankai. Shitatsu, Karagara, Shigarami no Suji. Alright, I lied. I'm pretty good. Oetsu tells her she'll be the one to kill them, and then Hikifune adds to this by saying, since you have 1,000 arms, 6 people should be nothing. The other Squad Zero members kill themselves, and then she activates her Bankai. Now, right away, we get confirmation that she wasn't bluffing, as her power is felt throughout the Soul Society and the world of the living. So from what I can tell, her Bankai allows her to weave onto reality itself and make what is woven reality, as upon activation there is free-flowing cloth everywhere that began to manifest her will. She even created separate spaces for the Quincy who were just a moment ago all together. So as the Quincy are separated, each one faces a different threat, but before her attack is carried out, she says unravel and then the number followed by Hank. And the Hank is basically a bundle of yarn. So Lille Baro gets the Room of Reflection, and it looks like in this space any attack launched will be directed back to the user. Lille fires rounds from his rifle and he gets riddled with every round he shot. Then we go into Askin, who gets the bundle of the Iron Maiden. Spikes protrude from the ground, immobilizing him, then he is enveloped in spikes from all angles. Pernida gets the bundle of Black Sand, which looks just like it crushes or suffocates him, so not too much there. And Gerard gets the bundle of Ice, causing the entire area to become colder and giving her fabrics a freezing effect if they make contact with you. Drugrim gets the 5th bundle, the Burning Field. Now what's dope about this one is you can actually see the trees on the tapestry burning in the background, so that's very dope. But it's pretty much what it sounds like. Drugrim is engulfed in a blazing inferno for the 2nd time in his life, shout out to Yamamoto. At the end of the Bankai, we see all of her defeated enemies have become cloths, a part of her tapestry. Now if you're wondering why I didn't mention what happened to Uryu, honest answer, I don't know. You might gotta go check out Rebirth for that one. I have no idea what happened to Uryu. There was a Quincy cross in his eye. There's a Quincy cross in the thingy. That boy just got hypnotized, memorized, reishi drained, sucked into an abyss. I have no idea. Check out Rebirth video for that probably. He'll probably give you a good breakdown on that. So here are some of the takeaways from her Bankai. Number 1, she doesn't have to be anywhere near anyone when she's fighting using Bankai. She can interact with the people through the woven fabrics directly. Number 2, her Bankai can affect X or unknown amount of people all at the same time. Number 3, the trials the Quincy faced may have been happening on the threads of the fabric. Think about that and what that means if it's true. Because you saw how when they were defeated, they became part of the tapestry. Imagine if everything was happening within the threads themselves. How freaking dope would that be? Number 4, her Bankai has a pretty decent AoE. It affected 6 very powerful people differently and gave them all their own space to experience it. Number 5, her Bankai can have any effect she desires so long as she can weave it conceptually. We saw fire and ice, which is nothing new, but what Lily and Uryu got is outside of the realm of what basic weaving should be allowed to do. It's almost as if she can create a new ability within her Bankai if she can weave it. Number 6, you guys aren't going to like this one, but I'm going to say it anyway. Senjumaru may have the ability to cancel out your ability. Why do I say this? Well, because we didn't see any antithesizing, we didn't see any miracles happen, we didn't see any balancing happening at all. So, and we know this because we saw them use their shrifts during the fight, but not when they're in the most danger, a Bankai situation. We didn't see that. So she may have the ability to nullify your ability. And we could even do this. Why was Pernida able to use his ability? Well, we all know that Pernida is part of the Soul King, so there goes that one. But everyone else was not able to use their ability. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Use it if you want to. Doesn't really matter to me. You could also argue that Kubo and the directors are saving the true power of their shrifts for when they have their showdown with the Gote 13. So that's also something you could say. Doesn't really matter to me though. Like I said, just keep that in the back of your mind. Senjumaru might have low ability nullification. So how strong is Senjumaru Shutara? Well, I'll say this. From what we've seen thus far, she would have no problem folding any Quincy we've seen, or Soul Reaper for that matter. Byakuya soloing Candace, Robert, and Nana is cool. We love it and appreciate it, but soloing the Royal Guard is just far beyond what anyone in the Gote 13 is capable of. Like at this point, I fully believe each Squad Zero member could do what Aizen did in the Fate Karakura Town, like today, like right now, why they have the buffs, all the training and all that. It might actually only take 2 of them to defeat the entire Gote, if I'm being honest. Like, give me Senjumaru and Oetsu, and we good. Cause I can confidently say he speed blitzes at least 6 of them by himself, and she threads up like 4 of them. And who we got left? Shunsui, Kenpachi, and I guess will be a toss up between Toshiro and Byakuya. Like, I think as a community we can now safely say Squad Zero has lived up to the hype. They're no longer on Fraud Watch, and in fact, this guy right here is my #1 person on Fraud Watch as of this moment. Cause the balance ain't doing too much balancing, my friend. No, it is not. You gotta put in some pain, Ugram. We out.